What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna do a little bit of a Q&A. So on one of my previous videos I talked about how I get consistent freelance work, and a lot of y'all left just some freaking amazing comments and a lot of really good questions that are sort of relevant to that topic. So we're out here at Oak Mountain State Park just filming with my buddy Harrison. We're just being a couple of content creators today. But yeah, we're just gonna walk around, shoot some cool footage, and I'll answer all those questions and also ask Harrison a few of them. He's also a full-time freelance video person, so I feel like he'll have a lot of good input and hopefully y'all get some value out of this. Let's do it. A little bit of a hike to get down here, but let's knock out some of these questions. Number one, let me turn my hat around so you can see my face. Okay, so number one from Lamb Films, we got, what kind of software are you using to run your business, send contracts, accept payments? I see a lot of Honeybook. What would you recommend? So I use a program called Wave Apps. It's similar to QuickBooks, similar to Honeybook, I think, but it's more focused on sending invoices, tracking income, and really just the financial side. I know Honeybook has some actual good scheduling tools, but I've never used it. So Wave Apps is my answer, but I might switch to QuickBooks soon.
I'm a little ancient on this one because for all my invoices and bookkeeping, I just use my own file structure, and then I have a template on Google Drive that I fill out for invoices. I haven't had a problem, I guess, doing it all by hand. And personally, I know that Honeybook does take a little percent, so I haven't yet found that I want to sacrifice paying the money for the simplicity of it, but also the types of clients I work with, I don't send tons of invoices. It's mostly just one a month and it's very predictable. So I think if I was ever in a situation where I really upped the amount of work I was doing, probably Honeybook.
Next, another software-based question. What do you use for pre-production? I've talked about this a little bit on the channel, but I use a program called Milanote. Danny Javerts has a really good video doing like a full breakdown, and it's super customizable. So really, once you get using it, you can make your own templates and put whatever you need in there. That's kind of a pro and a con. Sometimes it's too customizable, sometimes it's exactly what you need it to be.
Pre-production, it's a combination of like three things. Again, two of them are like antique, I guess, but the Notes app on my phone, Google Drive, but then newly, Dustin introduced me to Milanote. Still figuring out Milanote, but it definitely has the most potential, I think, in terms of just like ways to collaborate and things you can organize. But honestly, it's easy for me most of the time when I'm doing pre-production to just whip out my iPhone, type some things into a note, open that up on my computer, or kind of same thing, Google Drive.
Okay, this one is really good, and I actually already answered this one in the comments. Oh yeah, the previous question was from Denny Sell, so thanks Denny for commenting. All right, this is from JJ. They say, how would you compare your free time now that you're a freelancer to when you had a full-time job? Do you work more? Do you work less? So I would say I definitely work less, but that's not always a good thing. Sometimes I feel like I could take a lot more jobs and really pack out my calendar and honestly probably double my income based on what I did this year. But part of the reason why I went freelance was to have free time to do videos like this or be creative and do fun personal projects. So I don't know if it necessarily lines up with my goals to pack all that free time into work. We'll see after I do my taxes this year if I feel like I need to ramp up how much work I'm doing, and hopefully I'll be able to fill my calendar if I need to. But right now, I definitely have more free time, and that's mostly because it takes a level of intentionality and self-discipline. You know, no one's asking you to get up and go to work. No one's asking you to work a certain number of hours. So for now, I work as much as I need to get my projects done, and aside from that, I try to utilize the beauties of being a freelancer and having free time. That doesn't mean I'm like playing video games in the middle of the day every day. I save that for the night.
This is an interesting one because when I worked at a few 9-to-5s, I felt like my free time was always split between resting and having genuine quality time with my wife and friends, and then also trying to do freelance work because I always freelanced when I worked a 9-to-5, and even on top of that, like I would always pursue passion projects. And not to say that I have more time working for myself, but I have more time working for myself. I'm able to do my work quicker and have more like free time, but I'm using that free time and scheduling it for myself to where I can say, hey, I don't necessarily have a ton of work today other than sending an invoice. So I'm gonna stay in my office, brainstorm ways to get new clients, come up with ideas for YouTube videos, or just be creative, but on work time. And I think that sets a really good boundary to where then I can come home and turn off that creative part of my brain and actually spend time with like my family and friends that I'm not also having to split between freelance, because I'm able to take freelance and give it the 9 to 5 hours of my day.
The last one we'll knock out here is from Jacob Krohn. He says, what do you think about going freelance versus starting a production company? So I was just chatting with Harrison about this, and I feel like the line is pretty thin, and it's more based on what your intentions are and what kind of jobs you're taking. So both of us, when we started, got an LLC, registered our business, did all that kind of stuff. But I'm kind of focusing on doing both. Some of the jobs I take, I'll operate as a production company. I'll do it from the top down, do the storyboards, shoot it, edit it, the whole thing. But then, as you probably know, a lot of the jobs I do are first AC or PA or just assisting on other people's sets. So I would view myself more as a general filmmaking freelancer where I'm taking jobs from everywhere. But I'll let Harrison tell you about kind of his thoughts on that and where that line is kind of different for him.
It's kind of a tough one. So when I set up my company, it was with the intent to be a production company. You can look at it as like the kind of work you take. Like, are you a gig worker or are you like consistently managing clients? I definitely do a little bit of both, but I set myself up more on the front end where I manage right now 2 big retainer clients. I was like, if I'm gonna quit my job and start a production company, I don't wanna have to chase like $500 photo video jobs. I would like consistent income. I feel like the production company mindset, you have a team of people in-house or you're managing larger contracts, whereas freelancer in my head, I think you're kind of doing gig work, which is not bad, it's just a different way to do it. I think I could make a lot more money if I pursued gig work right now, but my kind of direction is to go off and find more retainers.
All right, done hiking. Let's knock out a few more questions and then we'll wrap this video up. These are 2 questions. I'm gonna kind of morph them into one. LT Digital says, what kind of deliverables do clients normally want? And then Hey 520 says, does your commercial work usually end up on the web somewhere? So first off, I'll say yes, most of the stuff that I make that is commercial work does end up on the web somewhere, whether it's YouTube ads or just like a company's Instagram page or Facebook or something like that. Sometimes it'll be for their personal website or internal marketing, internal emails. A lot of the work that I assist on will be for a really big company that has a big marketing budget and they like to do a lot of internal video projects. And I just got off of a week-long shoot and it was for a safety video that would only be shown to the employees of this company. You can contrast that with the fast food commercials that I did for a company named Milo's, and they asked for 3 15-second ads that they could run on Hulu, YouTube TV, Spectrum. But all that to say, really it varies, and it's similar to the production company versus freelance thing where it's what are you chasing after, what kind of jobs are you looking to do. That'll kind of inform where your content is gonna live and what your clients are asking for. I will say lately I've been trying to kind of organize the deliverables I offer, especially for commercial clients. I really like the idea of offering one kind of longer form 1 to 2 minute video, and then you could break that down into 30s or 15s or 10s, really kind of whatever they need. I feel like that's a really good way to squeeze a lot of content out of 1 or 2 shoots, but all right, it's filming whenever. So the question was, what is it good?
Your tiny little Sony screen.
Oh my gosh, it's so small.
The big beautiful screen of my Canon cameras.
I love that this one.
We're getting Dustin to switch to Canon. If it's not the R3, we're gonna get him on a C70. But yeah, so most of my clients, I do like little tiny documentary type pieces. One of them, they typically just use it internally. They show the videos I make for them at events to like help with fundraising, things like that, or they will just take them, put them out on their own platforms. Honestly, a lot of time they take the videos I give them and they put it on Vimeo, which they need to put it on YouTube because no one really uses Vimeo anymore. So my other client, it's kind of all across the board deliverable wise. One big project I'm doing with them, it's like a multiple episode documentary project that's like really long form. Each episode's like 12 to 15 minutes. It's gonna be on YouTube, but then it's also in my retainer contract that I make reels for them every week. So it's pretty across the board. Dustin just made a good point.
So I was saying, I feel like in a sense it's out of your control a little bit because whatever deliverables you give your first few clients, that will attract other clients who want the same thing.
It's kind of like if you do one wedding, you can always guarantee you're gonna get another wedding gig after that.
Yeah.
Just because people who see your content are gonna know you for that content.
And it's very similar to the idea that like, if you don't want to do a certain type of work, don't put it on your portfolio.
Yeah.
Because whatever you are showing people that you make, that's what they're gonna ask you to
Yeah,
make.
for that reason, I don't put weddings in my portfolio.
No, me neither.
And I don't really do them, but like I did one the other day to help a friend out, and I was like, man, I really love this footage. It's a shame that I'm not gonna promote it at all. If you want to make money quickly, weddings.
Yeah. Okay, I think that is all we have for y'all today.
Make sure to like and subscribe. That's the first time I've ever said that. That's fun.
To Harrison's channel. All right, Harrison is also out here making videos, so make sure to go check out his video. It's right here, as long as he's finished it by the time that I post
Right
that.
there.
So one of his videos is right here. You can go check out my What's in My Camera Bag video right here. And if not, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, y'all. See ya.
Killed it.